Wargaming just surprised us with a boatload of content. Not only did we have now 2, or rather 3 new tanks, one of which is just a reskin, coming to the game, and loot boxes, and a revamped mode. We also got 1.26.1, which allows you to exchange trees, as well as weather. And we also got 4 new vehicles, which we sadly didn't have enough time to prepare because we didn't get these assets in time. But the funny thing is, yes, there are 4 new vehicles coming. However, one of them is already in the CT server test files, being the Contradictitious. And that thing is hella fugly. But you might now say, oh, but Raging, it's a double-barrel gun, what is new about it? Well, it is different to normal double-barrel guns, because in normal double-barrel guns, you just basically either keep your mouse button pressed and you start to charge up, and you always have the ability to use both guns in a very quick succession. With the Contradictitious, this is not the case. It has a new mode. It is comparable to a siege mode with the Street Swans and stuff like that, where you have to press a button to go into the different mode. In the normal mode, it has a normal gun, where it reloads 11 seconds. You are only able to shoot the one gun when the other one is reloaded. So it basically means you have a reload time of 11 seconds without crew and beepity boop. So it is literally nothing new, it's just a normal heavy tank. However, if you enter the siege mode, you click this, it gets the worst accuracy in the game, with the best gun handling in the game, and it gets slower. But what really happened then here? If you do this, Wargaming is going to introduce the ability to close these flaps here. These also indicate which gun is reloaded, because they are apparently a little bit far away. We will see that in the damage model in just a second. However, when you're in the siege mode, both of these flaps open up, meaning that you are in the world of hurt. Because yes, now you're able to shoot both guns at the same time, doing 720 damage when it goes well. However, not like with the other double barrel guns, where it basically takes one gun and then just takes a line and shoots right, basically always 2 eyes, not like this, or this, but always in a line. This one has an oval aim circle, meaning in theory, both guns could shoot up here. Or something like this, or this, or this, or this. But this is a guess, because we don't know. I asked for a video, we didn't got any, which is a little bit annoying. But this is the main gimmick of the Contradictitious. Its ability to shoot both guns at the same time without loading up them. And apparently you can also switch after doing the double shot, but still you have to basically wait for both guns to be reloaded, which is fairly interesting. The other interesting part is you're not really butchering your DPM where with other double barrel guns. If you're shooting double barrel, there aren't a stop period where it has to cool down. There is not a work up period. Nothing. It's basically just either you have 720 alpha or you have 360 alpha with 11 seconds reload or 22 seconds reload. That's it. And this is kind of interesting because it allows you as a player to be less burdened on this annoying accuracy gimmick, you know, where you sometimes, if somebody is moving, it is very hard to keep your mouse steady for charging up the shot, because some people have it on the mouse button while pressing it. I personally have it on the middle mouse button. And some might even have it on buttons on this side. But the problem is, when you're using buttons on this side, it tends to push your mouse into a direction you didn't want it to go, you know? So let's go back here, because these buttons are also interesting for that. Now, enough talk about the gimmick. The penetration rate on the gun is fairly decent. Could be better, could be worse. It doesn't have hash, which is a pity. Has 360 alpha. The DPM is totally a-okay. I would like to compare it to the Carnarvon, even though that's a little bit unfair, because the Carnarvon is wildly known to be one of the best heavy tanks in the game. It has similar accuracy, but quite a bit worse gun handling, which is understandable. Except if you go for this mode, then you have the absolute best in the game. Mobility-wise, it's slightly faster, even with HP per ton ratio, which is pretty neat. We take these. View range is garbage. And this is about it with the most important features of this tank. I would like now to have a look at the armor, because this is where the interesting section begins. As you can see, the guns are fairly decently spaced apart. And now, that is against 220mm of AP pen. As you can see, that thing is hella thick. At least from the front, because it has the issue that the sides are only 70mm thick. And as you probably remember, in several E77 reviews, a lot of content creators, me included, said that 80mm is a little bit whack, especially if enemies are shooting heat. This tank has the plus point of having a lot of spaced armor, which, well, not a lot, it's not thick, but it really helps you to not get penned that easily thanks to all these spaced armor sections. But from the front, you can see it is hella thick. And it has a wobble turret, I forgot the name right now. And you can see if you go hold down, we only have the cupola, the lower plate, and we can even hide the cupola, almost, as you can see. And it's very small. If you go above it, you can see you start to show your double chin, and this is an easy pin. You want to see something funny? Yep. There is no difference between AP and APCR. At least on the Carnarvon. The Carnarvon doesn't have the best, let's put it that way, it doesn't have the best premium round penetration. We have to be fair in that regard. But as you can see on a flat surface, it does make a difference when it comes to the upper front plate. Nevertheless, that is wild. If you now compare it to the A-Phase 1, which is a little bit unfair because it is one of the strongest heavy tanks in the game, with AP, you can see the hole becomes very, very green. So you have to hide the hole and you can't really do anything about it. Even with side scraping, you can see there's still a lot of stuff out there. But the turret is still very good. Now comes the heat. Yeah. With the Contradictiouous, you basically have to keep yourself ahead and level-minded that, okay, guys, I only have 300mm of effective turret armor. If the enemy has around 300mm of pen, it's over, it's game over. They have a very easy time penetrating. Even if you now go into hold down, you can see, doesn't matter. It's 93% pen rate. If you hit the gun, obviously it's getting absorbed, unlucky for you, but it's 93 to 80% pen rate. Let's take really, really quickly the E75 because it has a little bit less pen, and you can see it's still, quite frankly, excuse me, easy to penetrate, and you still have the cupola. So yeah, that is the Contradictiouous armor model, and the tank itself is, I don't know. You know, I quickly had to drink there something. The thing is about this tank, I believe this is most likely going to be the next loot box tank for Christmas event. It just fits the bill so well. It is unique, it has a unique mechanic, it is nothing we ever saw before, and it wants to introduce a new gameplay mechanic. There are no plans, what I'm aware of so far, to introduce a new double-barreled British tech tree, so there is that, but it's just going to be a premium. And when we look at the equipment or the crew layout, it is going to be annoying because as far as I'm aware, there aren't many British tanks with two loaders, except for, I think, the TOG. However, I'm not that aware of low tiers. In any case, let me know in the comment section below what you think about the Contradictiouous. It is a fairly interesting experience, I would say, but I am not sure it's going to be that amazing. My name is RagingRaptor, and I welcome you to another video next time. Cheers!